Hey guys, Kieran KO here with the Week 11 last video discussion for this class. And I've got to say, I'm pretty excited that this semester is wrapping up. Um, I Conversation downstairs had me distracted. I've got one more semester left, and then I'm finished with my degree, and that's very exciting for me. So this week, um, for the first assignment, I'm gonna talk about the procycle behavior and the examples of the altruism. And I've got the assignment pulled up here so I can go over it and then talk about uh, what I've written down here. So, altruism was the basically the selflessness and the concern for the well-being of others. So, putting others' needs above your own. And to be honest, I really didn't see any of these situations um, being true altruism. Um, Obviously, donating blood for money isn't really selfless if you're being paid money to donate blood. Signing an organ card could be kind of unclear, but I figured that if you're donating your organs, you're dead. So it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to yourself, you know. Um, Clicking a website, you pay. I don't really think that's being selfless, paying money to a website. I did think a firefighter rescuing a child from a burning house could be an example of altruism. But I'm kind of biased because I think everything that firefighters do are super cool. But I did think about it a little more, and I think it truly depends on the status of the firefighter. If career or volunteer. Even though career and volunteer firefighters function the same way as far as firefighting and EMS in most cases, career firefighters are covered under their insurance. They have their union protects them from injury and death, and volunteer firefighters, the association will pay for that sort of thing, but there's very, very much less money involved there. So I didn't think that was an example of true altruism. A couple donating money to church because they believe in doing that. I thought that was unclear because some people can do that, and they do that because they really truly support the church and they are being selfless and they really believe in the 10% thing. And some people, it's more of an ego thing, and they're the ones that make sure they see you that you see them put their money into the basket at church, and they want to be seen donating money to church so people think that they're selfless. And an educating major signing up for peer tutoring, I thought was unclear because, in trying to be a teacher, the educating major is getting something out of the tutoring in the practice and whatnot of the peer tutoring, but it also is helping the tutor. A student reporting a fellow student's cheating on the test, I did not think was altruism. I thought it was more of an egotistical move than a true concern for someone's well-being, to put them in better light. Listening to your sister's boyfriend's woes, I really was unclear on that one. Donating unwanted food to a food bank, I thought was not altruism because it's unwanted food. It's clogging up your house. So, in getting rid of it to a food bank, you're not. It's better than throwing it away. But the fact is, you want it out of your house, and then loaning your roommate $20 until their next check comes in, I thought was a gray area, because I don't see how this is egotistical unless you want to use that $20 as leverage over your roommate. But I did not think that it was the selfless concern for someone else's well-being by giving them $20. So maybe that's a gray area there. So in the kin selection and determining helping, it was hard for me to put my mind in the confines of the question, because obviously I would want to save both people, and I kept thinking of situations where I could beat the question, where I could save both people. If the boat hit a rock, we can, one person can obviously hold on to the rock, and then I can swim the other one to shore and then come back. Or, the 5-year-old can hold the 3-month-old, and we can all swim to shore. But I think it's absolutely right in saying that I would show preference 100% to my family. Absolutely. No doubt about it. I don't know about the 5-year-old, saving the 5-year-old rather than the 3-year-old. That's not where my mind went right away. I thought that the 5-year-old would be maybe not a strong swimmer, but a swimmer nonetheless, and maybe could tread water for a little while I swam the 3-year-old or the 3-month-old to shore. Finally, the cost of helping. This one, I was a little surprised. I thought my scores would be higher, but it's hard to really see why I would help in this situation. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it's hard to see why. Helping, as many of you know, I live in a fire station, and I'm a resident firefighter. I'm in charge of the station and all that, so I think about it a lot. If I was off duty and ran across an incident or a motor vehicle accident, which has happened a few times, or a fire or a medical emergency, so I think about what I would do in that scenario, more so than a lot of people would, I think, just because that's, it takes up so much of my time at work, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to the scene playing out like I think it should. So I think about that a lot. So overall, under section 1, my score was 21. Gratefulness of the victim was a 2 or a 3. Praised by bystanders was a 1. Increase of self-esteem was a 5. I chose this profession because I love helping people. I like the way it makes me feel. I had that incident. I don't know if I talked to you about it, but the incident where I found I wanted to be in EMS and fire, where there was a motor vehicle accident, and I was the first one there. And I called 911, and I checked for injury and tied off one of the patient's arms with my shirt because he was bleeding. And I love the way it makes me feel. So that was a 5. And victims' decreased distress makes myself just less distressed. I gave that a 2 or a 3 because it's true somewhat, but I'm not generally distressed when I am helping a patient. That would decrease my effectiveness. The cost of not helping was
What was it?
I think victim's distress is distressing was a 1 or a 2, and the guilt was a 5. You know, I would feel really guilty if I didn't help. A lot of times, you know, I'll drive past stuff on the highway, or you know, not anything bad, but you know, I feel like I need to stop more than I do, and you know, I feel guilty when I don't stop, even if it's someone with a flat tire or what have you. Factors of discouraging helping, they were all 1s. Loss of time. If it's a major, you know, if this guy got stabbed, I don't really care about whatever else I've got going on. You know, this is kind of what I'm all about. You know, I'm all about helping people, and you know, it's what I've been trained for. So it's what I do. Possible mess to clothes. You can see the shirt that I'm wearing is dirty. You know, I've just been rolling around in the grass doing a workout, and my clothes aren't great anyway. And again, you know, the patient's needs are higher than my own. Fear of retaliation if the assailant returns. At this time, it's not really a concern in my mind. You know, I would have called law enforcement to make sure they're en route. I maybe tried to get the patient to a safe location off of the street. But again, the patient's needs they surpass my fears. And liability if help is botched. As a off-duty EMT, I'm protected under the duty to act. I can't remember. It's a one of the RCWs, but if I follow all the protocols of Washington State and Thurston County, I'm not liable for any assault or any charges that could be placed against me. So my total score was 21 for the. This is Miller.
Oh.
He's a guy I live with, and
sorry,
he's
man.
very rudely interrupting our video.
I didn't know you were talking. I thought you were on the phone.
So.
He's on some fucking video chat, and I'm walking around with boxers.
So that's about it for this assignment. 21 minus 7. 7 was my deterrence to helping. My total score is 14. So I thought that was very, very cool, an eye-opening exercise. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.